welcome to my Friday vlog. This is more of a craft and showing you how to organise your cards. First of all, I'm making a card using this book that I got from The Works for £2. It's a 3D cut book, and I've showed you this before, and I really do like these books from The Works. It's easy. It is good starting point if you want to get into card making. So I've decided to use this design, as you can see, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this onto a card. I'm going to make it as a card to start with, but as you've probably seen in previous videos, I do sometimes frame these, and this is something that could actually be framed as well. But if you like to watch this video, this is how I make my card. In this 3D booklet, it does actually show you how to make the cards. That's why it's a good starting point for any card making beginners. And at the side there, it does show you the design that you can follow if you like. Now at this point, I decided that I didn't like it on the slant, because on the actual example, it is actually on a sort of a tilt, and I did try it this way and I decided I didn't like it, so I then put it straight. Now I decided just to actually glue this down. I had thought about using the 3D little pads, but in the end I decided just to glue it down, and as you can see, I do actually just put it straight, as I said, because I just didn't like the design as it was showing in the example. said before, it's just nice to be able to do some form of craft. And as I say, I've said this a few times, this is a very easy way to make cards, and I just find it so relaxing. I am actually sitting on the floor. As I said, I bought this tabletop from my local Bernardo's charity shop, and I just left the legs off. Hubby is thinking about seeing if he could cut the legs down just so I can put my legs under. I know it's probably not the most comfortable thing, but sometimes I do actually sit on the floor, and it is actually resting my foot as well. The reason why I'm doing a voiceover also is because it is family time and we are actually watching TV at the same time. So this is one reason why I'm doing the voiceover, and I don't like to keep telling family members to shush every time I'm videoing. So sometimes I just find this the easiest way of doing my videoing, doing my crafting, and being able to share these projects with you. Now, I really did like this booklet, and I haven't seen another one, funny enough, from the works, so I'm keeping my eye out for another one. But I think it's a very reasonable project. A number of cards, off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure how many it does actually make. I think it makes about 8 to 12, maybe more. But it just gives you that starting point. And as I say, I do find it relaxing to do these sort of things, especially if I am stressed at the time. And after this project, I will be sharing how to store your cards. I think it's a good idea to think of a way after you've made these lovely cards, which I have personally have done myself, as you can see in a moment. You just sort of shove them in a box, which is a shame really when you've taken the time for these cards. So I have got an owl box that I started with, but I wanted to restart a new card box because for I think about 2 years now, every card I have given I've made myself. So that's what I'm doing. I have got a few cards still left that I've bought, so I'll probably just use those as backups, or I might just give them away. But I just love giving a homemade card, and when I've received them back, I think it's a lovely surprise, and it's just appreciated because that person has taken the time to actually make something. This is something that I've been trying out by doing a little bit of music and also voiceover. I hope that this is coming over a lot better and to the viewers' likings. As I said, I thought I'd mix it up a little bit and try this. It's one of my favourite crafts is to make cards, and I've said this before, I do suffer from anxiety, and I do get stressed really easily, so I think this is a very good way of distressing. And here is the finished card. I hope you will have a go at this or try and make a card yourself. Now to show you how to store your cards that you've made, and this box came from the range. Hubby bought me it for Mother's Day, and it was, I believe, $8.99. Now these I'm using plastic acrylic dividers that hubby actually cut for me at work. But the way you can do this, you can use any box. You could use the cardboard dividers, even A4, or cut them down and put little tabs on. But this is just the way that I wanted to do, and for me it was not spent, except obviously the box was bought for me as a gift. But I really think this is going to work better, rather than just shoving my cards in a box. As I said, when you make the time to make these things, you don't really want them just shoved in something so they can get damaged. And this is well organised, and I'm sure this is going to work. Now, I have actually had to change up, as I said a couple of videos ago, what I was actually going to do for the next couple of days. I'm not going to go into it because I've mentioned about my foot a number of times, and I'm sure you're getting sick of it, me talking about it. But this is something that I've put off, so I can actually tick it off my list as a project that I've put off, so at least it gets that way. Now, this is my label maker, and this is what I'm going to use to label up the dividers. Now, you can just use ordinary labels, but this was a good investment. I have actually had it years, and I've already printed some off, because what happened is I've made quite a few different card organisation for my friends and family. So I've actually had these already printed off, ready to do this project. So I'm quite happy that I've actually got round to doing this, although, as I say, it wasn't originally what I was going to do. So what I'm doing is I'm just obviously cutting a little bit off the one that I need, and then this will be stuck on the plastic acrylic divider, and I will do this for each section, so please enjoy. as you can see, I did actually stagger the labels, and that's why I laid the acrylic plastic dividers on top of one another. Now, they are got covers on the plastic. It just protects it from scratching when it was being cut, and that's what I was doing in between. And then I just decided to do a quick clean up and wipe my hands, because obviously the coverings on the plastic did get a little bit dusty and everything, but I think this has turned out really well. As I said, you can use cardboard dividers for this. That's not a problem. When I do projects like this, I try to prepare as much as I can. Very often it does mean I just wing it, as husband keeps saying. It's just one of those things. But organisation projects, I do have an idea in my head. It all depends on what I need the organisation for. It does sometimes have to be changed a couple of times, or it does work for a period of time, and then of course something happens, or life changes, or your circumstance changes, and then the organisation has to be changed. It may not work, but I feel this project and how I've set this up is what should work. Now, this is what I mean about all my cards. Now, I have got a lot of Christmas cards as well, so I'm going through them and I'm picking out a few. Some haven't all got the envelopes. They are actually, the envelopes are in between the cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm just doing a few just to show you how I'm going to set this up. Then at a later date I will finish this project. Right, as I'm going through the box, there is some cards that I'm not too sure about, and I've put those to one side because I may alter them. This is what happens, and I'm sure crafters are like this. Some of the cards I made earlier, your systems change and you improve, and that's what's happened here. And some of the cards that I made earlier that I was quite proud of, I'm not so keen on now. So I'm just putting the ones in at the moment that I really do like, and there's a mixture. So I've got a mixture of female, male, cards that can be used for wedding and anniversaries, some cards that are blank that can be for thank yous. I have got one hello card that I made because I have said in the past I do like sending notes through the post. I think it's just makes it that little bit more personal. Yes, I do use email, texting, and obviously Facebook and all that sort of thing. And I do have an Instagram page that you can check out if you wish. But I still think sometimes it's lovely just to receive a note, letter or card through the post just saying, oh, I'm thinking of you. And so this is what I'm doing now. I'm just organising my cards, and I do have a few mail cards now. As I said, that is the one thing that I do have a problem with, is making mail cards. But the ones that I've put here, I'm quite proud of myself. And as I say, a lot of these I leave blank anyway, but a good friend of mine actually bought me a book that has all the verses, sayings and everything that can cover a lot of different occasions, so you can write in the card and make it just that little bit more personal. So I'm just sorting out the cards, said, into the categories, and here it is, like female cards. As you can see the setup now, you can see all your cards, and they're sort of standing upright and they're not going to get damaged this way. As I said before, I'm glad that I got this project near enough completed. As I say, I've got to sort out the envelopes to my cards, but I'm glad I got this done, and it was something that I have actually put off. So as you can see, here's the dividers dividing all the different cards up. I can see what I've got and can just pull them out as I go. I did say that I leave them blank because this way you can put in or write in the occasion. A lot of these cards can be used for different occasions. Don't have to be birthdays, it can be anything, but I just prioritised how I believe I could find these cards. So I've really enjoyed doing this project. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.